It's me, Renee. I'm back. And this, as you can see, is my 10 before the end, which is kind of like a very known, I would say, at least now, quite known at least, book nut thing where you talk about 10 books you want to read before the end of the year. And also, you might think, Renee, aren't you doing like a Gilmore Girls themed week this week? How's this gonna relate to Gilmore Girls? Well, I would say, like me, Rory loves to read, and she always like overpacks and has a lot of books she wants to read and get to, which is also kind of a bit of a thing I often thought about. Like in season 5, and spoiler alert, but yeah, in season 5, in the first episodes, when she's doing her um when she hasn't started her community service, she's going around the pool house being bored, and I'm like, Rory, firstly, you did drop out of Yale yourself. No one forced you. You dropped out of Yale yourself. Secondly, you love to read. There's got to be some books out there you haven't read yet. There's got to be a book out there you want to read, and you're just going around being bored. How? Also, kind of want to talk about that one here because it's still Gilmore Girls week. In season 6, when her dad comes to her and says that he inherited from his granddad and he wants to buy her a castle, a house, apartment, anything for her. And she's like, no, nothing. Well, then after a while, she said, okay, you can pay for Yale. I mean, cool that he pays for Yale. He should do that. He's his, it's his daughter. That's cool. But like, Rory, right now, your dad says he has so much money and you just want to go to Yale. You need to pay for Yale. You don't want a trip to Asia. You don't want a trip to Dublin and Trinity College with the great museum, great library. You want nothing. You honestly, that kind of always like me. Maybe that sounds weird, but if someone asked me what I would want and they gave me no limitations, they said like you can, yeah, which I mean, Narnia's not a place that we can go to. I mean, do you know that, Chris? But like, if people said they can buy me anything, I would say yes to a castle. I suppose it's kind of not the thing to do. But like, if your dad is asking, it's different than if it's like a neighbor who won the lottery. This is your dad, so I feel like you couldn't probably say anything. So like saying that you want, yeah, castle. I love to own a castle. I mean, yes, a castle would be expensive, blah blah blah. I suppose depending on the castle, probably. But yeah, Rory saying nothing always bugged me. Always bugs me. Every time I read it, it bugs me so much. So much. But yeah. Let's get to the books. My 10 before the end. So we have City Spies, City of the Dead by James Ponti. This is the fourth book. I have the fifth book as well, but yeah, this is the fourth book. And yeah, hoping that this will be very good because the third book was subpar in my opinion. Hopefully it picks up back up again. Then we have Earl Crush by Alexandria Vasti, historical romance. Earl, and you have uh, yeah, someone who meets the Earl. I read one Alexandria Vasti book earlier this year, and I thought, you know what, I want to read more of this. So yeah, now I also have this book. The Blonde Who Came In From the Cold by Ali Carter, contemporary spy rom-com, second chance story. Before I Do by Sophie Cousins. This is a contemporary romance from a British author. I don't know if you needed to know that, but now you do. The Princess Swap by Kim Bussing. Basing? I think it's Bussing. Anyway, this is a middle grade story of what would happen if Cinderella and Beauty and Beauty and Beast switched places. So, sounds fun. Deadly Fates by Daniel Clayton. third book in the series. I think it's a quartet. I don't know if it's the last book. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, anyway, looking forward to get this one. The Talisman Ring by Judith Heyer. I've heard lots of good things about Judith Heyer. I actually have two of her books. I think I DNF'd a third book to me as well, but I want to give it another go. And Talisman Ring just sounds so cool. Also, not that long, so always better to go into a book author you have DNF'd before with a shorter read, I feel. To Death to Us Bard by Rosie Black. A funny, rompy fantasy book. The Conductors by Nicole Glover. Underground Railroad, but with fantasy. And we have Almost Ardently by Gabe Cole Novoa. This being a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, but with male love story. And I've heard very good things about this book. So yeah, let's do the traditional these are the books I want to get to. Hope you will